The way he talk about hacking is just like, sir, are you a good guy or a bad guy? Like, I'm not sure if he's the villain in the superhero story yet. Okay, hey guys. So, I'm at the pool today this time. Today's book is When No One Is Watching by Alyssa Cole. So this is a thriller that we reviewed, and it was actually my first time reading thrillers. Like, I'm not really into, like, I don't watch scary movies at all. Like, that is totally not my thing. So, you know, we put it on the list, Black author, just like, okay, let's give it a try. And honey, it did not disappoint. I really did like this book. Based in Brooklyn, so another one of the books that is set in Brooklyn and like the Bed-Stuy area. And when I tell you, you know that why this was actually scary as a black person is because it was like a book about gentrification. Ain't that the scariest shit for a black person? Like, people coming in and just taking over our communities. But this went to level 10 because they were like kidnapping black people and stealing from them. And now I am convinced that one way, you know, is by buying us out, different things like that. But I am 100% now convinced. If you don't know, I am like a conspiracy theorist and I be believing in them. And I am convinced that they be stealing us. They stole them in this book. I mean, they stole us already, right? Like, why is that something new? Like, why am I like, oh wow, they stealing from us? Because they steal from everybody. That's like what they do. It's like they trademark. America, the logo should just be stolen. So in this book though, they set one boy up, like had the cops come in, and so his parents obviously wanted to get him out of jail. So what did they do? Put their brownstone, their house up, you know, on the market. And of course, he was not selling any drugs. He was a good kid. Whole neighborhood and everything knew it. But they did it to force his parents into selling. Older people, put them in homes, especially if they're alone, make them sign contracts. So what they were trying to do was bring in a medical facility that was going to save the community from drugs. The same drugs that you put into the community, but another topic. But that's what they were going to do now all of a sudden. And of course, everybody was mad about it. Black people were mad about it because it's like, now you want to do this? What happened to doing this in the 80s when it was, you know, when black people were, it was a, do you say an epidemic? It ain't a pandemic, but I think it's an epidemic. Yeah, like when it was taking over the black community. Now you want to do it because it's starting to affect white people. So they were stealing these black people from their homes and testing out these, basically hooking them on drugs to then use the medicine that they made to get them off of drugs, like, you know, the recovery meds or whatever. So they were stealing them, like straight up stealing them. People were disappearing from the community left and right, and everybody just thought, oh, they moved, like, you know. But no, they were stealing them and putting them, you know, in this abandoned building that wasn't abandoned because they were in there testing on these black people. And so it was scary. Like, for a black person in America, it wasn't like boo scary, but it was like mentally scary. Like, are they really doing this to us? I really like this book. Like, the main character's name was Sydney, and the whole time we are thinking that her mom is in a home. So basically her mom did some sort of deal too, and her house is going to be taken. So we go the whole book, girl, the whole book, thinking her mom is in a home. Why her mom dead? And she buried her mom in the garden. Basically, her mom, I want to say took her own life, but she was like really, really sick. But technically, I guess she still took her own life. Like, she took some meds so she could just end it. And they basically did it together. She told her, like, so her and her best friend buried her mom in her mom's garden. So when she started freaking out because this garden was being taken over by white people, I was just like, I get it, because, you know, she made it seem like her mother was really into the garden, blase, blase, but I was like, I don't really get it. Why you freaking out? Yeah, it's because that was her mom's burial spot. Hey, y'all. So, these shorts is rotting up, so I hate wearing shorts. We are about to go out to eat to this Japanese restaurant that I found. I am obsessed with Japanese culture, if you didn't know. So they got a cool Japanese style restaurant. And so me, Sam, and Ash, we gonna go check it out. I'm legit about to go. I know, you was just like girl, what? And then I just looked down like, why? Why are we about to go up the wrong way?
Hey, she said, why? She said we can wait together. She said until 7. They can see us.
Oh, okay.
Until 7.
Oh, okay.
So it's 5:30 to 7. Okay. Y'all okay?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So I don't go shooting where your heart beat. Cause you take a bullet trying to save me. Then I'm left to deal with making me. And there's a whole lot of love you trying to waste it. Like we be running them out and never make it. There's just too beautiful words, don't wanna taste it. There's just too beautiful words, don't wanna face it. But I think there's some kind of love, baby. Drip, drip, there's the type of love, baby. Drip, 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 I know you, it's big enough, baby. Drip, drip, it's big enough, baby. Drip, drip,
She can't even put it over her head. Oh!
You got it?
Shio and the miso.
She said these two
Yeah,
are like
shio
popular.
is smoky and fishy.
Oh.
Like, so if you don't like the smell of fish, I wouldn't recommend, but this is the best one. It's really good.
Okay.
It's like authentic Japanese ramen.
Okay.
And the miso is thicker and more dense. And the shoyu and the wonton, the lightest broth.
So that means like lighter
So if you
flavor.
want something light,
No,
these
I want
are
heavy
the ones.
flavor, big
Okay,
flavor.
then either one of these.
Either one of those.
Well, I'm gonna try. You said this one is the best.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try that one.
Original bush.
That's what I was.
Try it. Like, you can
She
try
said
it.
it's a shared food.
This
I
regular
know you said share
size.
ramen.
I'm not sharing ramen. She meant that rest of that.
Yeah.
Maybe talk between you today, thanks to you today. We did that. Thank you.
Does it say it? Let me see.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, it's actually really cute.
See?
Guild.
Yeah, but we have low burst.
Yeah. That's veal duck. They're huge. But look how they's divided. Segregation. Hey best friend. Hey guys. So I tried to do this little puff. I don't know. It just don't look like how them girls do. I can't do a wash and go. I haven't perfected that yet. So I just like slicked my hair up and then twisted the top. It look okay. I'm heading to brunch first with the girls, and then maybe I'll go on a date. We'll see. A little date. Let me show you what I am wearing. All right, so this is the outfit. Okay, the puff don't look that bad. I wish it was higher. Gotta figure that out. Little dress I got from H&M, this little chain. I don't have my shoes on yet, but I'm just going to wear some flats. I think I'm gonna take, it's either these shades or my other ones, but I like these. These are cute. So I'll probably take these shades and head out for brunch. Or these. I like these. I just don't like the dent it make. That's why I don't wear my own daggone glasses, because I don't like that. These, I like these. Hey y'all, so I think I'm gonna wear the same mask. I'm just gonna fix my mascara, put on a little powder. So we're about to go. I'm about to go on another Bumble date, and this time we are going to it's a speakeasy, so it's like a bar with that whole 1920s feel to it, so that should be cute. All right, y'all, so I am on this date, right? And I swear, I gotta tell you, this is a nice bathroom though. I have to finish telling y'all this at home, but let me just tell you this. So first of all, I am on a date with a real life hacker. Like, this man is in like cyber whatever, that's his job, but the way he talk about hacking is just like, sir, are you a good guy or a bad guy? Like, I'm not sure if he's the villain in the superhero story yet. Like, I really have to figure that part out, so I keep asking him. Look at that. That is cute.
You have 6 chances to get the ball to the hole.
Okay.
But you can play as much you can.
Okay.
Since it's only you. So at the end, you can put the number of chances. If you play one and you got it on 2 or 3 tries, you put the number of chances you got.
Okay.
If you let it run pot, you click the number and you race off.
Okay.
Anyone here with the no scores wins the game.
Okay.
Just do it my way. All I got is these broken clocks. I ain't got no time, just burning daylight. Still love and still love, and it's still love, it's still love, still love, still love, still love, it's still love and still love. Nothing but love for you, nothing but love, nothing but love. All that I got, pieces and pages.
y'all. Hey girlfriend. So I'm out here at the pool. I ain't feel like dealing with sand today, so I didn't walk to the beach. So I'm just at the pool. But let me tell y'all about that date. I swear this is like a Netflix documentary story. I mean, I don't know. Like, is it normal? Let me tell you, and then you guys got to tell me in the comments if this is normal or not. He had a great personality. We wound up like joking on each other, you know, like all night, and you know, like he just had jokes from jump. Like he was legit funny, a funny guy, you know. So we going through the date, but like I told y'all before, he a hacker. Like his job is something in cybersecurity, and he's all like, I don't want to scare you, but all I need is your first name and I could probably find your social security number. I'm like, just with my first name? He like, and you said you're from New York, right? That's all I need. And I could get your social security number and all your information. And I'm like, but I don't have social media. Like, how would you do that? He's like, you had social media before though. So now I'm already like, well, did you already do it? Or are you just saying that you could do it? Okay. So, you know, he's telling me like about his business and what he do for other people and blah, blah, blah. We was at the bar and then we actually walked to McDonald's. So I get a McFlurry. And then we decided to do, it was like this 3D golf thing that I'm going to show you or whatever. So it was actually really fun. Like we was joking, laughing, blah, 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 right? Okay, another weird thing. He kept saying like he didn't eat. He bought a whole bottle of wine, and I said, I'm not drinking a whole bottle of wine. He said, he not drinking the wine. So I said, why did you buy a whole bottle? Like, could have just bought me the one glass that I had and called it a day. I legit had one glass from that bottle, but hey, not my money. But here's the kicker. So I get home, and he texts, you know, like, oh, he texts something crazy, like, here's to the beginning of 1,000 more nights or something like that. Because I told y'all, I'm going to link my dating in Dubai video. I told y'all that before you even off the first date with the African man, you are already married with kids before you even get home from the first night. And that is exactly how it was with him. That man even said to me, what did he say? He said, oh, I'm already in the future with you and I'm just waiting for you to catch up. Like, but all night, we 20 minutes into it and he's already talking. He even said, oh, we could both get off Bumble now. What? Like, bruh, slow down. I just said to him, I'm like, you know, you're supposed to do some of this like maybe at the end of the night, see if I want a second date. He was saying things like, you can't leave me now. Like, and then I got the hacker stuff in the back of my mind. So I'm like, God damn it, this nigga is going to steal my identity when I block him. Like, unless he could hack student loans, like, come on, do something beneficial here for me. But that's besides the point. So, okay, let me get back into it. So I get home or whatever, and he's like, so while we was at dinner, he like showed me like a fake, you know, Instagram account or whatever, saying like, you know, he got to keep up with what's going on or whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool. I don't have Instagram or Facebook, so I didn't care either way. So I get home and he sends me an Instagram page and he's like, oh, this is my real fake one, because the one that he sent me before had like, you know, 0 posts, 0 followers, 0 following or whatever. And then this one, he still didn't have no posts, but it says that he's following people or whatever. So I'm like, okay, like, still don't care. He's like, oh, and by the way, my name isn't Chris. Now, he is African, so I probably should have known that his name wasn't Chris. But he's just like, I used it when I started Bumble and it just stuck. He sends me his real name, which is a like real African name or whatever, but then he sends me 4 other names. He's like, oh, I go by this. And I'm just like, I'm confused. Like, I wrote that, like, I'm confused. Like, what is your actual name? Like, what are you trying to say right now? And he's just like, yeah, like, this is my name, you know, this is what I go by or whatever. And I'm like, well, why do you keep changing your name? Why do you have so many names? And he's just like, oh, you know, different identities. I don't want people to be able to find me, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, is this normal? Like, I really felt like came back saying, well, my name ain't Kendra. Like, now I need an alias. Because I don't want you knowing my real information now either. I just hope he doesn't hack my entire life at this point. This is what he said. He was like, I just rather remain unknown right now or whatever. And he was like, the people associated with me with those names, I don't want to be associated with them anymore or with those names anymore. Like, you know, tried to twist it like, you know, when you got fake people in your life and then, you know, change your phone number and stuff. Nigga, you are changing your identity to get away from people. You didn't just say, oh, I want to block my ex, so I'm going to change my number. You changing who you are. I don't know, man. How did I get here? This was an experiment. See? An experiment going bad. What the? And the day wasn't even that bad. It wasn't like, and then we get home and he tells me he's a totally different person. Yeah, that's what happened. So I'll keep you updated on the next date. I don't even know. I might just delete this app now. Like, who I'm meeting now? Freaking hitman, an assassin. Can't even make this stuff up. I'm legit not making this stuff up. Like, if I could hide his name, well, no, because I would just be showing you a whole bunch of black lines, because I obviously am not gonna put his name on the internet. Even though, what does it matter? He'll just change it again. Like, but I will show you the text messages, sis, because it's my little sister's fault. She the one that made me do this. And now look, I'ma need a new identity. Anyway, I'm about to sit by this pool, drink my little shake thing I made, and edit for a little bit.
Here we go like that. If your girl only knew that you was trying to get with me, what would she do? If your girl only knew that you was dissing her to talk to me, she would probably leave you alone, because you out and uncoverable. But she'd be glad that she was gone. She wouldn't have to worry. If your girl only knew that I won't want to kick it with you. If she knew, if your girl could only see how you be calling me, getting fresh with me, she'll probably leave you alone, because you out and uncoverable. She'll be glad that you was gone. She wouldn't have to worry. She's crazy, what up with you? But I won't be no fool. But you see, it ain't easy to get with no baby. It's done, what up with you? I won't be no fool. But you see, it ain't easy to get with me. She would probably leave you alone, because you out and uncoverable. She'd be glad that you was gone. She wouldn't have to worry.
Hey y'all. Hopefully this lighting ain't horrible. So I just got home from work and I need to update you guys. I'm gonna prep to make these little smoothies while I'm doing that. But so where are we with this Bumble thing? Like, first of, like, online dating, like, come on, let's talk about it. Like, it is horrible. Like, for me to go back to dating, I'm gonna need the era where guys used to be like, shorty, and run behind me. You know, they was standing outside when I'm walking past and everybody trying to talk to me. You know, the passenger driver while somebody else driving is freaking honking a horn at me and my friends in my car. That's the era that I'm going to need to get back to in order for me to date, because this online dating is not, it ain't for me. It is creepy and it just ain't for me. So the very first date that I went on, update with him is that, okay, so he it was like a week, but then he finally did hit me back. When he hit me up, so I didn't know. So once I like feel comfortable enough to then share my number or whatever, I just felt like, okay, I don't need to have you know, in the messages on the app if we already shared number. So he informed me that when you do that, it basically tells the guy like, hey, Kendra is not interested in you no more. And first of all, what he said it says is super funny. Like, the freaking Bumble basically just curves them for you or whatever. So he hit me basically thinking, I guess he went to the profile, I don't know what he did, but he hit me basically being like, oh, everything okay? Like, because it says that, you know, you ain't interested in me anymore on the app. And so I just explained to him like, nah, I didn't mean it like that. I just felt like, you know, we got each other's number, so we're not going to talk anymore on the app or whatever. So anyway, that's basically like we had a little bit of a conversation at that moment, and then that was it. So that was the first date. That's the update for the first date. So I wound up going on the second date, the freaking hacker that I told y'all about. So we were supposed to go out again, and you know, it didn't happen, right? Like, he was like, oh, when I get a reservation to somewhere, I'm going to hit you. He didn't. Then he hits me in the middle of the night like, oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't get anything, you know, blah blah, should have let you know, whatever. So I didn't, it was, first of all, it was the middle of the night. Second of all, I didn't feel the need to respond to that. So a few days go by or whatever, and today this man hits me and he's like, I had a good time, and I did tell you about what my side job is, talking about being a hacker. And just know that anything that happens on the internet or whatever, I'm able to find it out. So, you know, with differences in languages, that man speak English though, so I ain't even gonna say differences in languages because he speak English. I took that as a freaking threat. Like, what do you mean by this? Like, so I was like, huh? And then I just went off on that man, like, because this is the same one that's like, oh, we already dating. Like, no, we not. We went on one date, bruh. So I went off on them. I was like, what do you mean by that? Like, what are you trying to say? I'm like, and he's like, oh, you just disappeared on me, reading messages and not responding. I'm like, listen, sir, if you want to speak to me, all you got to do is send a message. All of this, and he like, oh, I'm like, is that a threat? I asked him, like, is that a threat? Like, what do you mean by that? He was like, oh, no, it's a misunderstanding. You're not understanding what I'm trying to say. I'm like, well, next time, what you need to do is just hit me up like a regular person if you want to talk to me. That's all. All of this extra that you saying now ain't needed. The same way I could have hit you, you could have hit me if you felt like days went by and we haven't said anything to each other or whatever. And I straight up let him know. I said, next time, there won't be a next time. Like, I will not be responding to you at all. He was like, oh, I'm sorry. You know, it won't happen again, blah, blah. All right. So that's the update with that freaking weirdo. Now I'm talking to two more. So one is, it's Tuesday. One of them, we about to go to a a coffee date or whatever. We're gonna go, you know, on the beach, walk on the beach, go on a little coffee date. So I'm like, okay, cool. Because even with that one, he's like, oh, I want to see you. But then he's like, oh, I don't eat out. I cook, so I don't eat out. Mind you, I know what that is. You setting up. So basically, both of them, I'm talking to two that both said the same thing. They don't eat out much. They just cook. You trying to set it up for me to come to your house. And I'm just like, how don't guys find it weird to ask females to come to their house for a first date? It's one thing when you maybe a few dates in, but a first date, how don't you find that weird? Like, what gets lost in translation with men? Like, first of all, I'm in a foreign country and you think I'm going to come to your house on a first date. You know, I'm going to let y'all in on something. One of my biggest fears is getting like freaking sex trafficked, because I've been to a few countries by myself, and at least twice I thought that something was a little off. And I was like, am I going to, in Malaysia, I just knew that my parents was going to have to fucking, that my mom and my sisters was going to have to act like Liam Neeson and freaking take it and come find me, because it was so freaking sketchy and weird that I was just like, I am not going to make it out of here alive. Like, I was legit scared. So that's like one of my, like, and besides that, I've never been in a situation where I should be scared of that. But one of my fears or whatever is just being sex trafficked. So why do guys think that I never met you before? We've only talked a little bit on the phone, and now I'm just going to come over to your place for the first date. So, you know, I was like, well, what you want to do? Coffee or drinks or whatever. So he said, oh, we could go to JBR and we could do, you know, either one or whatever. So I guess we're meeting up at Starbucks. So we're either going to start with coffee and then see where it goes from there. So that's that one. This other one did the same thing, but just straight up invited me. We talked about, you know, the fact that I don't cook, blah, blah. He's like, oh, I love cooking. I could be your chef. Do you want me to be your chef? This is another one. He's from the States. I think he said Oklahoma. Like, what black people live in fucking Oklahoma? That should be the first red damn flag. But his background is also African. But, you know, he's lived in the U.S. He was born in the U.S., but still background African. He doing the same thing. Oh, we already together, da-da-da-da-da, blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, you never even met me. You don't even know if I'm catfishing you right now. Like, you've never met me before. So he doing that same old thing or whatever. So he just comes straight out and just asks me like, oh, you know, you want to come to my house and I'll cook for you. Bruh. First of all, the house thing. You want me to come over? I never even met you. Second of all, then you want me to eat your food. Like, do guys not know about date rape drugs? Like, and I know drugs out here is harder to get, but ain't nothing impossible. So not only do you want me to come to your house and this is the first date, but then you want me to eat and drink your food that I don't know what the hell is in it. I just don't get it. I can't believe in my brain that guys can be that naive. I just think that they hoping that all females are that naive. Either that naive or that desperate, or like, I don't know what it is. But men, if you're watching this, if guys watch this, stop asking girls to your house on first dates. Like, just stop doing it. If you don't want to be like, oh, girls use me and I don't want to pay for expensive dates, blah, blah. I don't know. Go for walks. Free. Take them to the park. Do a picnic and go buy some stuff from Walmart. Freaking go get coffee. Like, you can spend $15 to $20 on a Starbucks and call it a day. Sit down and talk if you don't want to spend no more than that and don't want to do dinner and blah, blah. But stop asking them to come to your house. No. Why would I come to your house, especially on the first date? And don't get me wrong, there's females that probably do it in the States, but I'm just not comfortable with that. My only way out of that situation once I'm in your house is to kill you. That's my only way. It's to have a weapon on me as protection, and it's to mace or stab your ass to get out of your house if something goes down. Why do you want to put both of us in that situation? Like, why? For your own safety. Why do you want me to have to stab you? I don't get it, man. I just don't get it. But anyway, I'm going on, I look horrible. I'm going on this coffee date. After this coffee date, I will update you. They all weird now to me. I should just call them weirdo 1, 2, 3, 4. Because now I'm talking to 4. So I got one date today and then one tomorrow. We supposed to go to like Blue Waters. It's like a little casual little restaurant, but it's like off of the beach or whatever, like Blue Waters Island. It's like on its own island. So that should be cute, but we're going there. I don't know what time, but so we're going to see how this go. I'm going to keep updating y'all, but after this little experiment, this is done. I will delete this app. I will never online date in Dubai, in the United States, anywhere, no other country. I'm not meeting anybody online anymore. Like, you better chase me down, you know? You work. I don't know how I'm gonna meet a guy. Like, maybe it'll be the postman. I don't know how they gonna find me, but it won't be online.
Girl,